He never plays the game. There you go. There you
The late Rob Benedict.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together again for Mark A. Sheppard. What goes on in your head, Mr. Crowley? Did you talk to the dead, Mr. Crowley?
They don't even follow you.
I'm off my game.
How you doing, Rob?
Doing good? How are you, Mark?
Not bad. Tired. One of those days. That's things going on. Having fun?
Having fun? Yep.
I remember this being...
Pittsburgh, are you ready for our next guest?
I'm going to tell Liz you threw that on the floor.
He's a liar, Liz.
So rude. Is it your birthday? Is it your actual birthday?
My birthday was September
Labor Day.
4th. September 4th.
4th?
Yeah.
Oh, then so. Stop milking it.
It's moot. Yeah.
Stop milking it.
It's all I've talked about the whole time. It's all I can say.
What'd you get? What sort of presents did you get?
Bobby, what'd you get me?
It's a surprise.
It's in the post? It's in the mail?
It's in the post. I know I only live 15 minutes from you, but I mailed it.
No, seriously, Bobby, what'd you get me?
Oh. Cash.
Cash?
Money. Yeah,
Cash money?
Cash money.
Not cash warrant.
But it's,
Now?
No, it's in the mail.
Put cash in the mail?
It's not
It seems unsafe.
It's not U.S. currency.
Oh, what kind of currency?
What nation?
Bitcoin.
It's
Albanian.
It's Albanian. They're Albanian nickels. And I don't know if you've ever seen Albanian nickel.
By the way, that's my favorite indie band, the Albanian
Nickels. They're amazing.
They're great.
The lead singers.
Did you mail me the band?
I emailed you the band.
That's great.
So it's a big, look for a big package.
No, seriously, what'd you get me?
Cash.
What did he get you? What did you get him?
I didn't get him anything! We don't give each other birthday presents.
I gather that from the...
Well, we sure as shit don't anymore, I can tell you that.
The elaborate lie.
Note to self, return Bobo's birthday present.
What did you get him?
Yeah, me. It's my birthday in a couple weeks.
What did you get him?
Huh?
You want to tell him now?
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin it? Fine.
Ruin it. Go ahead.
A Misha photo op. It's what he's always wanted. You've heard him ask 1,000 times.
That's true. Misha never takes pictures with me.
So.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. Have a great photo op.
I'll pay you back. I'll get you a Mark signature.
Okay, now we're having a conversation.
It's worth way, way more.
Oh, I know.
The Misha photo op.
One of these things will grow in value over time. The other one has Misha in it.
Sorry, I just went straight to Sesame Street there. One of these things is
Not like the other. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do my job anyway.
Oh,
Mark Sheppard.
yeah. Thanks, Rich and Rob. I forgot about this room. It's so echoey in here, isn't it? Did you bring a note? Did you bring a note? Okay. It's like being inside a whale. Who's first? You? What do you want?
My question is, if you had to choose between Sam or Dean Winchester, who would you want as a personal chef?
Who and Dean Winchester?
Sam.
Sam? I think it's Sarah for a minute, my wife. I was like, I'll take Sarah anytime. She's really good. That's a personal chef? What? Where did you get that from?
Well, they both have different culinary styles and what they like to eat.
They both have different culinary styles. Are you talking about Sam and Dean? Or are you talking about Jared and Jensen?
Sam and Dean.
Sam and Dean? I wouldn't eat anything those guys touch. God's sake. I need a cast iron stomach to eat that crap. Funnily enough, on the other hand, Jared and Jensen actually have quite good taste in food. What do you want?
I'm so nervous.
Why are you nervous? This is going to make you feel much more comfortable. What can we do for you? So, what's going on?
Alright, so I have a thing for drummers. First of all, your character in the show is so kick-ass, and I look up to you, that helps me so much. But I have a thing for drummers I'm married on. What is with the facial expressions, please? Because I watch you play and you bite your bottom lip and you make... Do you realize you're doing that? Watch him when he plays. He bites his bottom lip, his eyes squint, he makes so many facial
You're paying an awful lot of attention to me. Don't make me self-conscious when I do that. Agony and ecstasy is what it is. No, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I also wonder, who do you not look so much look up to, but like, I mean, like Portnoy, there's Travis Barker, there's so many greats. Who do you...
There's so many great drummers out there. There's wonderful drummers out there. I started out watching Charlie Watts and learning to play drums. So, started that way and migrated into a lot of great drummers. I've got a lot of friends who are a lot of great drummers.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Good question. But the facial thing, it's always funny. It's because our arms and legs are busy. We have to do something. Funny what it is. Hey, cool hair. Not you, huh? Da, 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 da. The cheap seats. Yeah. Well. Yeah, of course you do. I think it's dead. I hope it's dead. Would that make it Foxtail? I don't give a fox. I don't give two fucks. Good costume. I like that costume. Good costume. Next question, please.
If Badger were to work for Kali, what kind of services would he provide for Kali?
Oh God, he would teach people to watch individual shows at different times. Next question.
Hi, Mark. I was wondering how you got into acting and what your favorite part about it is.
What? How I got into acting and what?
Your favorite part about it.
My favourite part about acting? It's the brilliant questions you get when you come to a convention.
I mean, I'm an actor too, and I have favorite things about it. Like I get to be in somebody else's shoes, and that's there's so many different parts.
So much more interesting than being your own. Especially if they fit. If they don't fit, it's quite uncomfortable. But that can be fun too. How did I get into acting? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
I don't know, somebody said, do you want to do this? And I sort of went, yeah, okay. And then it was quite, what do you want? Sneaking up on me. See, in the old days, security detail would have taken you to the ground there. Back when I had power. So, what? I can hear you, that was your outside voice. Not actually the devil. Watch the show. I don't know. Yeah, just odd. No. It's a very old joke from Young Frankenstein and Groucho Marx. Yeah, so getting into acting, kind of fun. Sort of just did it and sort of ended up doing it, and suddenly it's about 30 years later. Good gravy. Hey guys. You getting ready for Misha's panel? It's at about 5 o'clock. Who's the next question? Hey.
Hello. I was wondering if you wanted to redo your death scene, how
No,
would you
thanks.
make it different? Okay.
Next question.
Hi. So, are there any ad-libs that you said that actually made it into the show?
Any ad-libs
Yeah.
that I said that made it into the show?
Yeah.
Ad-libs?
Like stuff that like is kind of like out of character but perfect for like what the situation or character's in. Basically, that.
I kind of got the idea and concept of an ad-lib. Unscripted comments, yes. You're good, but I'm Crowley. There's a few. But there's a lot of stuff. Generally, when something came up and it seemed in the reading that it would be interesting to do something, or something on set, depending on who was there, I would either ask permission to change it or do stuff. So it was usually generally agreed. Crowleyisms tend to sort of evolve. There's some great writers, so there's some great writing. No one in the studio torture's been tortured with torture like the torture be tortured with is written, but it's not. It's a terrible line. It ends with a preposition, so it drives you crazy. If you say it and you actually have a proper English education, it drives you berserk. Because there's no one in the history of torture's been tortured with torture like torture will be tortured with torture? With torture? With torture, with torture, with torture, torture, with torture, torture. So that's pretty much. But there are a few. There's a few. They will all be lost in the wind. Hey.
Hi. Okay, so last year you yelled at her for slouching.
Well, shut up. Obviously she doesn't know.
And so I was wondering, what's your worst habit that you had to break?
Talking to Jared. Because it was so bad for my neck. Hey.
One, I love you.
Nice. I like the hand gesture too, that was pretty good.
And two, I watched season 11, episode 8, Just My Imagination, and I was wondering, what would Crowley's imaginary friend be like?
Oh, Spates episode? That was fun. What would my imaginary friend be like? The Winchesters. Because they were my imaginary friends. What? I did way more for them than they ever did for me. So, good question.
Also, one more thing. Can I please have a hug?
No. Why? Why do you want a hug? Huh? Happy now? Wait, I'm coming this way too. Run, Forrest, run. Nice shirt. Thank you. Snap. Next question.
Hello. What is your favorite supernatural episode that you were not in?
That's easy. What is it? French mistake. Moving on. Nice shirt. Nice shirt. As if one is not bad enough. Come to the dark side. Come to the dark side. You I've seen before. I nearly took a picture of you while I was eating my breakfast. So, what goes on? Next.
Who is more of a problem to work with, Jared, Jensen, or Misha?
Who's the third one?
Misha.
Have I ever worked with him? Oh, what?
Only a few people know him.
No, I never heard of him.
I've only heard his name like a few times, so.
What? Who's most difficult to work with, Jared?
I can
Depends
see
what mood he's
that.
in. Depends what mood he's in. So, next question.
My question is, what is your favorite memory from the show so far?
I don't know. End of season 8 was cool. That was fun to do. It was good times. End of season 8 was fun.
Okay, thanks.
I'm in a short answering phase of my development. So, very cool. You shall not pass. The restroom is outside there if you really need it. Hi. Good, how are you? Welcome. Go sit down. They're mine. Fear in those so young. How you doing? You good? You good? Did your mom dress you? No? Why on earth would you wear that voluntarily? He wears the same shoes when he's not shooting too. Next question.
Hi, I was wondering how much Jed and Jensen torture you on set.
Hey, don't dare. It's probably because I'm older and I sue. It's probably the deal. They torture Misha non-stop, literally. And he takes the bait every time, that's why they do it. So it's fun. So, next question.
Hi. So I read online that you're not going to be doing.
It must be true! You read it online? Especially if you see it on Twitter, it's absolutely guaranteed to be true.
I read online that you're not doing Supernatural anymore.
That's correct.
Sure. Okay. So I was wondering what you're going to be doing now.
None of your damn business! God, you guys are so nosy. Who'd you come as?
Well, today I'm Cassio.
Okay. Is it a punishment or something? Did you lose a bet?
My friends told me to.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way it starts. And then it just won't go away. Oh. What? What?
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering why Crowley never had Juliet in his throne room.
Because I'm not one of the writers. I don't know. I think it would be very, very expensive to have an invisible hellhound on set constantly. Think of the mess.
Okay. Hi.
What?
I recently found out that you have met your wife at a convention, and I was wondering how that all transpired.
How that all transpired.
Right.
My wife's guilty secret is that she was a fan of the show, and she used to treat herself to going to the Vancouver convention once a year. It's the only convention she went to. And she would show up and come to the convention. And made some friends there and just would come every year. That was her fun thing to do. She'd go on vacation by herself, pamper herself, and stay in a nice hotel and come to the convention, hang out with you guys. That was her idea of fun. She's also stunningly beautiful and quite tall and really kind. And so she made a lot of friends. So we bumped into each other 3 times. And we were both in different circumstances, and there was never anything going on. But and then suddenly, magically, we were both not in different circumstances. And then it became sort of, we started talking, and we started, she was living in London, and I was in LA, and we started WhatsApping each other for like months. It was kind of weird. And our family was like, for God's sake, just get on with it. And then suddenly everything sort of snowballed into small children and moving countries, and it's really cool.
Thank you.
So you never know, guys. You what? Oh yeah. What? She makes me happy? Oh, she makes me wonderfully happy. Our daughter makes us ridiculously happy. She's very funny. Did you see the picture yesterday? You should follow my Instagram if you didn't. She gives the weirdest face. She looks like she's gonna kill something. It's because I left before she woke up. She had a total death look on her face. But she's really funny. Very much into Bert and Ernie. She's a huge Bert fan. I mean, nobody's a Bert fan. I think that's so Bert's like so grumpy. The straight man. She likes the straight man. Ernie's cool. But she calls them Bert and Bert, which is even more confusing. She's only 18 months old. It's Bert and Bert. And it's Ernie. Bert. Bert. Show. She wants to watch Sesame Street. It's like, show. Bert. And no show. She's like, show. 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 Bert. She went to a friend's house the other day. Was eating at the table with people that she didn't know. She was eating away, and she finished the food and turned around and said, "More peas." Which I thought was really cool. So we can let her out into society. So she's pretty cool. I like her. She's got 2 big brothers. She's gonna be safe. They'll kill for her. So Will's actually, he's out of town. So she goes up to Will's bedroom and goes, "Will, school." Where's Will? School. Enough about that. Who's next? You? You're confused. It's a supernatural convention.
Mr. Sheppard, with all due respect in response to the last of my brown coat brothers, you can't stop the signal.
Okay, but you have to remember something, not to burst your balloon or anything. Badger wasn't a brown coat. Badger hated brown coats.
That is true.
There you go.
But,
sorry to rain on that parade.
In your opinion, as a non-writer for either show, who's the better deal maker, Badger or Crowley?
Well, we're never going to find out about Badger because that series ended within 15 episodes as opposed to the 71 or so that I've done of Supernatural. But I like them both equally for different reasons. I like Sterling for a different reason. I like Romo Lampkin for a different reason. I like a lot of those characters. They're fun to play. But I never cross the streams. They don't blend. I mean, just because I'm the common denominator there, it doesn't blend them. But I love them all equally, and they all did very different things rather well. I think there's a little bit of Badger in Crowley in the context of the last sane man in the universe. I have this theory that there's only 2 types of characters that are really worth playing. One is the last sane man in the universe, and the other one is the guy that sells them out before they leave the planet, which is Dr. Zachary Smith in Lost in Space and all those other great characters, William H. Macy in Fargo. It's like the inevitability. It's already predestined as to what it is that you're going to see and what it is that's going to happen. And it's just like watching a car slowly sliding off a cliff. But the last sane man in the universe is actually punctuated by performances such as Eddie Albert in Green Acres. That's basically what Crowley is. Eddie Albert in Green Acres. Or David Warner in Time Bandits. I watched Time Bandits again a couple of years ago, and I'm absolutely blown away by how much I stole. So, Benson, you're so utterly devoid of any intelligence whatsoever. So Crowley, it's totally stunning. I met David Warner, I was like, oh my God. It's like, he's absolutely a huge influence on what a sort of quote unquote evil character should be. If you haven't seen Time Bandits, you have to watch it. He plays evil. So one of my favourite moments in the movies in that film where Ralph Richardson playing God actually literally walks out of the camera shot as the child says, "Why do we have to have evil?" And he walks over, "What? Oh, probably got something to do with free will." Walks back out. It's like, always love that line. There you go. Enjoy. My hat was rented. Actually, they lost my hat between the pilot and the next episode. It was really crazy, and they had to go find it. Western costume had it. It was an old, really old 10th century polo. I loved it. Hey.
Hello. I was wondering if you could play the kazoo.
No.
Excluding Supernatural, what was your favorite character?
I swear to God, I thought you said exploding Supernatural. I got a head cold. Including Supernatural. Or excluding. Oh, that's why I said that. Exploding. Exploding Supernatural. That'd actually be a very interesting episode. What was my favorite thing to be in? I like a lot of them. Yeah, Battlestar was amazing. It's funny, it's like, it seems so long ago now, but there's, now there are reasons for people to write books about it and stuff, so I'm starting to do interviews about things I did 10 years ago and stuff. BSG will always be very, very special. I think Battlestar opened up a lot of doors for me, because the character was so phenomenal. Created by Michelangelo and Ron Moore's direction, which was do more, Mark can do more, do more. So I just kept writing stuff. It was huge. It was so much dialogue. The first episode I think had 27 pages of dialogue in it. It was amazing. But it changed a lot of the way people perceived what I did. As did Supernatural, which is fabulous. Cool. Here you go. Not you. It's not your turn. What do you want? Whose turn is it?
Do you like the kazoo?
Can't hear you.
Do you like the kazoo?
Do I like the kazoo? No.
What was your favorite scene to film while on the cast of
To film? The end of season 8. It's literally one giant long scene. It was amazing to do. Thanks to our no drinks. It was one giant long scene, so it was fun. It was so much fun to shoot.
So my friend who watches the show on many times, multiple occasions, has called you Crowley instead of Crowley.
It's Crowley, as in Alistair Crowley.
What are your opinions on the name Crowley?
So as I said, it's Crowley. Crowley would be wrong. I'm Crowley. I didn't say I'm Crowley. So, next question.
Do you speak any foreign languages? And if you don't, what foreign language would you like to learn?
English. So I can teach Jared.
Hi. Okay, first off, I would just like to say that I love you and you will always be the Supernatural fandom's rightful king of hell.
Why, thank you.
And my question is actually, out of like all your favorite episodes you've shot, which blooper was probably your favorite that made you laugh the most?
It was fun. The Jared letting out a huge fart as I was trying to shoot my side of the coverage in Bobby's place was really funny, which has the eye of a Scotch that goes with that fart, I think. I don't know, there's so many It's such an intense thing to do. To make the show is really, it takes a lot of concentration, a lot of effort, and a lot of
Who is it?
Cool. Just takes a lot of effort on so many people's part. The stress levels are quite high because the focus is really high. So when something goes wrong, organically, it's really funny. When something goes wrong and it's obvious and somebody does something to be stupid, it's not really that funny. It's just annoying. But when things happen by accident, it's really fun. So all of those moments that you see are actually very funny. People missing things or going straight past. And actually, one of my favorite moments ever was recent when we were playing Agents Z and Beyonce, and we were here in the morgue with sunglasses on, looking like I was doing my David Caruso impression, and it's the moment that the two of them walk past the window and see us looking at the body, and there's just a look on Jensen's face. Jensen is literally the best non-verbal communicator on the planet. I would call him a mime, but that would be insulting. It's actually just a brilliantly funny non-verbal communicator. He's a great comedian in that way. His face gives away so many things, and he's very, very good at it. It's just a moment of disappointment when he sees totally depressed that he's now got to deal with whatever crap it is that we've decided to do. And that scene went on a little longer. They cut a lot of that scene out, but that scene was very silly. But I love stuff like that. Stuff like that's fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you crabby today?
No, I'm just tired.
So, are you like normally like this, or like?
Normally like what?
Well, you're great.
What are you trying to say? What's wrong with you? Hey, you don't know me. What's your problem?
Nothing's my problem. I just.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Ohio. Explain to me. You're from Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 14.
Oh, and you're asking me if I'm crabby.
Yeah.
Next question.
I just want to say that you are by far one of my favorite actors of all time.
One of?
One of.
What the hell's your problem? You starting on me too?
No.
One of. Oh, you're one of my favorite actors. That's a great thing to say to somebody. You know, you're one of my favorite people.
Okay, let me rephrase that. You are my favorite.
There you go. Commit. Good, we got rid of her. What do you want? Oh no, you're dressed like an idiot.
Okay. Does Crowley like cats?
Cats?
Cats.
Cats? This isn't Alf. Does Crowley like cats? No! Cats are evil.
Hey!
What do you mean, hey? Really? Good morning. Time to wake up. You don't own a cat. They own you. And they're plotting ways to kill you. They're waiting till you're asleep, and then they will kill you. That's why we don't let them in hell. What?
My question was, if you could have your own personal hellhound, what would it be like?
If I could have a personal hellhound? Why? It's so inconvenient. Where'd you put it in the car?
I don't know.
Oh God, you have to clean up all that invisible crap. You didn't think this one through, did you?
No, I didn't.
God, they're good, they're thinning out. What do you want? Another cat question?
No.
Good.
Hi. I was wondering what your favorite personal way of collecting souls is.
My favorite personal way of collecting souls?
Yeah.
I don't collect souls.
You're Crowley!
I'm not Crowley. I'm Mark Sheppard.
Okay.
My personal. You said personal. What the hell's wrong with you?
So as
I'm not collecting souls.
So as playing Crowley, what's your favorite way of collecting souls?
Collecting souls voluntarily. That's the fun part of it. It's the people that wanted to give it up. Don't steal them. You just have them sign on the dotted line. We're coming soon. Hey.
Hi. I was just wondering, how do you feel about the way Crowley sold his soul, like when he was a human? What he sold it for?
Crowley didn't sell his soul. Fergus MacLeod.
I'm sorry,
Fergus MacLeod was a very short, red-headed Scottish crofter. I bear no resemblance or relation.
Well, you are very
If
short.
you want to talk about my penis, there are other ways to ask. Because that's what the reference is. If you actually follow the story, you realise that Fergus is not Crowley.
Right. I'm sorry.
And who are you calling short, dear?
You are short.
I'm short?
You're short.
Short?
You're short.
By what standard?
Do you want me to take these off? Because I'm still taller than you.
Come on, you're not taller than me. She's on a different plane. Just take one, you can still stand on one leg, which is amazing. She's not. Doesn't matter that way. Not on this planet. Maybe on Krypton. I'm short. Do you know what average height is in America? 5'7", I think. God sakes. Argumentative teenagers. Go on.
Hi. I was wondering, how does Crowley actually feel about Sam and Dean?
I don't know.
Okay, thanks.
That was sort of the purpose of the last 8 seasons. Is that question?
Kind of.
I don't know that it's been answered, but I mean, maybe his actions answer that question. Hey.
Hey.
You're short.
Yeah, I am short. I'm fun size. Can I
Fun
just say
size?
I love
Did you say fun size? So cute. So,
Can I just say I love you and I'm gonna miss you so much.
that's okay.
And
You can watch me pretty much every single day on TNT and USA and every other cable channel that has reruns of every show that I've ever done in the history of my career.
what are you gonna miss the most about playing Crowley?
What am I going to miss? I don't know. I think I came to a perfect circle with it. It's sort of the last season wasn't as much fun to do as Crowley. The stories are good. The other stuff that was going on was really good. But as far as Crowley was concerned, I think we sort of got to a point where something needed to change drastically. And I think it's really good that it ended. I think it's great that it ended. So it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, kind of, you know? It would have had a bit of a better end if it had gone so differently, but in general, I think it was a pretty good run. 8 years is a long time to do as a guest, really. You know? So, it's good. See what happens next.
Thank you, Mark. We
Thank
love you.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to start by saying you're amazing. And I was wondering, what was your favorite line that you said in the show?
What's your favorite line that's in the show?
When you were talking to Sam, and you were just like, Castiel, you giraffe.
Nah. Guess again. No, favorite line in the show is definitely, "Where's your moose?" Where's your moose? Boy, one. It's great. Hey.
Hi, Mark. So my question is, if you sell your soul to a demon in return for immortality, do you just become soulless after a decade?
What?
If you sell your soul to a demon in return for immortality, do you just become soulless after a decade?
I don't know, I don't run that department anymore. I love the fact that I never have to answer that question ever again. I don't have the official line. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't cheat, Crowley. Hey.
Hi. This is honestly
Can you do it lower?
making me a lot
No,
more
you have to do
nervous
it-
than I thought.
You have to do it lower.
I can barely breathe.
No. You have to do it lower. You have to speak lower.
I just have like a really simple question.
Go on then.
What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal? Unicorn. What's your favorite animal?
Probably a panda.
Probably a panda? Vicious bastards, pandas are. Yeah. So your heart is beating at 300 BPM. I get that way when I have a mission. It's true. It's true. What?
I was curious, how was Pittsburgh traffic this year compared to last year?
Oh yeah, traffic sucked last year, didn't it? Yeah, I know, they just closed the bridge, it's not that good. Oh, it's pretty good. It's coming from a different direction slightly. What? Hi Liz. Richard dropped that mic on the floor. He did. Tell him, make him pay for it. Take that out of his birthday money. From Rob. Hi.
I was wondering if...
You're going out of the spectrum of my ability to hear you.
I was wondering if, over the course of the show, that you think Crowley was able to begin to love Rowena a little bit?
I have a problem with that concept. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to have Crowley have a mother, because it doesn't really work that way, it doesn't really function that way. But I think that means you have to accept the idea that there's a human element to Crowley that's coming through somewhere. But I don't think, whatever that human element is, has to be something of Fergus in order to be attached. And I don't think that worked for me at all in any shape or form. So what I did was I played the idea that Crowley felt cheated by the fact that he didn't have a mother. And that maybe he should have had a mother. And maybe he should have been entitled to human love and human kindness. And so he sort of used the cipher of Fergus as a springboard for sort of trying out, is it better to be human or is it better to be the king of hell,
It worked very well for your character.
It worked very well for a while, and then after a while it just became sort of a bit circular. But it was a huge problem for me because it didn't make any logical sense to me. It would have been so much better for me if she had been the love interest. If she'd have been Crowley's love interest, I think it would have been phenomenal. But it doesn't take away anything from what Ruth does, which I thought was brilliant. And the difficulty maybe actually is what made it interesting to play. Probably what made it interesting for the audience is that it never made any real sense to me. So it was this sort of esoteric idea of what a mother would be. And it's the fact that Crowley doesn't really know what a mother is. And so when Rowena's dead at the end of the particular episode that she's dead, that I'm talking about, but you're going to pretend you haven't seen, but you already have. And if you haven't, you're idiots. I put that line in, I asked Andrew to put that line in, which is when she's dead, Lucifer, and I went, I always thought it would have been me that killed her. So there's an attachment, a very close personal attachment, but is it really a mother attachment, or is it really the idea of what a mother would be, or having family would be, or having somebody that close would be? Because he doesn't have anybody that's close to him. The Winchesters is the nearest thing to his family. So, she's just another, as far as he's concerned, she's like drunk uncle most of the time. But you know what I'm saying? It's a really intricate and complicated way to play it. It plays the immediacy of it. It's always a what if rather than, oh mother, you know, it never really has that sort of ring to it. Because there has to be an established closeness at some point for the rest of it to make any sense. And there never really was, so it has to sort of trade on the idea that he was cheated out of something rather than he had something and lost it, or had something or wants it. It's that he'd never had it, and it could be interesting. That's the way I sort of look at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Write that one down.
Okay, so Sam, Dean, and Cass are now tasked with holding Lucifer's child now. Like,
I have no idea. What show's this?
Oh my god.
Is this on Supernatural? Don't watch it.
If Crowley like had the opportunity to like raise Lucifer's like all-powerful child, what would he do?
It comes back to the Amara thing. It doesn't really make any sense. I don't do what ifs. It doesn't really work that way. But I think it's going to be interesting. I think the show has always reinvented itself rather well. After season 5, Sarah took it into a really interesting season 6 and everyone was like, "Oh, this isn't going to work. It's supposed to have ended in 5." And 6 came in, and 6 had some of the best standalone episodes ever done, and some really interesting story stuff, and I got to do fun stuff, and it was just it was a lot of joy to do, and it was a new beginning. 7, for no particular reason, was a very difficult year. Jeremy came in at 8 and put Angels and Demons back together again, and it became this huge big deal. It was a very singular story, very similar to the way Doctor Who was when we went into season 6. It became a single story rather than a lot of little monsters of the week. And it was a very daring thing to do, and I think 6 was great, and I think 8 was really, really good, and I think 9 and 10 had their merits, and I think now you get up to 13, and it's time to change again, you know, what's happening, and I'm excited to see what happens. I think it'll be really interesting to see what happens. Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I came in as you were talking crap about cats, and I was wondering who hurt you, because cats are so sweet. And like, I'm a crazy cat lady at the ripe old age of 17, so...
You what?
I'm already a crazy cat lady.
What's about cat?
Why do you hate cats so much?
Now you're whispering, that doesn't help. Talking to the mic.
Why do you hate cats so much?
I don't hate cats. Did I say I hate cats? I said they're trying to kill me.
I missed that part.
I said they're trying to kill me. Did I say I hate cats? Did I say I hate anything? I hate Misha, that's all I said. Oops, did I say that out loud?
So you don't hate cats?
I don't hate Misha either. Why would I hate cats? I just think the idea of cat ownership is insane. Because you don't own a cat.
I own my cat.
You don't own a cat.
I own my cat.
No, you don't. You know what? Put a camera on in your house somewhere when you're asleep and see what that cat's doing while you're not looking. Okay. Terrifying. You don't own cats.
How was it dealing with Demon Dean? And I thought it would have lasted longer because Crowley wanted it.
How was it doing Demon Dean? What?
How did it feel dealing with Demon Dean? And I thought it would have like tried lasting longer because I thought Crowley...
You are echoing the sentiment that a lot of people had, which was the whole Demon Dean part would have been, I think, really good if it had gone on a few more episodes. I think it would have been a fabulous story to explore. Not only because it was fun for me to do, but he was really, really good in it. It was just a really interesting turn. And I think it would have been a fun struggle trying to get him to come back if he was enjoying it more and had longer to enjoy it more. But you know, you never know. I mean, as I said, to write a series is a very difficult thing to do. And you have to make decisions that affect the whole show. And, you know, the writers have to make choices with regards to, you know, where things have to go next. So it's been pretty good so far. So we sometimes get what we want, we sometimes don't, right? That's the way it goes. Hey.
Hi. I was wondering, you guys have great relationship, all the other actors and everybody on
I hate them all.
For you, is when you're, this isn't nervous, but when you're like off the stage, do you guys still carry on? Do you hang out? Do you have a
No, we hate each other. Never see each other, never talk to each other. No, everybody is very friendly.
You guys look like a big, I mean, you look like a family.
We spend a lot of time together, you have to, kind of. So we do spend a lot of time together, so it turns an interesting thing.
That's great. And
Obviously, we like people.
and can you give me
And
a
all the people that
hello?
get killed off on the show, they're the ones I don't like so much.
Just
Hold on a second.
can you give me a hello voice one time too?
No.
Do you have any advice for raising teenage boys?
Yes. Run. Have you seen my teenage boy?
Mine both larger than I am already.
Mine's a lot larger than I am and very tattooed and he's in New York right now. Interesting. We shall see. I have no advice at all. Good luck. Consistency. Keep a warm bed. Always answer the telephone. He has my face tattooed on his arm. Kind of a compliment.
So at the end of the season, Crowley and Lucifer had a lot of interaction, and it struck me that Crowley's really
We actually played the same scene about 11 times over the course of the season.
Yeah. So, but like, it seemed like Crowley's really too smart to think that that wouldn't go, that would go well. And
Oh, you spotted that, did you? You spotted that little anomaly for the last. Yeah, I can't. There's no point in rehashing the logic of that. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. All right.
It is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. It's done.
All right, thanks.
Time to start anew. Hey, Rob.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Reg.
Hello, Marcus.
I said, hey, Rob, and you said, hey, Reg.
Listen.
You're confusing me now.
Rob's been gone most of this weekend, so when people
Really?
say, hey,
What
Rob,
was he
I've been
doing?
saying hello.
What was he doing?
He was at the Toronto Film Festival.
Doing what?
He was starring in a short film.
Which film?
He was doing a little press for a film called 5 Minutes.
I wasn't in it.
No, but Justine Bateman
I didn't-
cast me, and she's the director.
I didn't see it, so.
It's really good. I'm very proud of my work.
Does Rob talk? Why didn't you ask me to be in it?
Rob's talking right now.
I didn't make the film. So?
No. Actually, there was a role for a kind of a
British.
edgy British sort of guy.
So they gave it to Misha?
Yeah.
I just couldn't think of anyone else. That's what I know. Thanks. So, are you going to play something different for me? Are we going to evolve me in new?
Well, we could bring back French, Mr. Crowley.
No. Can we do something other than Mr. Crowley?
What would you
I don't know.
a request?
I don't know. What would be another great theme song that's not Mr. Crowley?
Crazy Train?
Sailing? Sailing takes me away. First night far down to paradise. Just you wait and see.
The Pina Colada song? The Pina Colada song.
Would be like Pina Colada.
And getting caught in the rain. And the smell of the ocean. And the taste of champagne. If you like making love at midnight, Mr. Crowley in the dunes of the cave. And Mark Sheppard's been looking for. Right to him and escape. Thank you.
It's right.